Hey, 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 hey. Hey, it's your girl Karani here doing another review on Darcey and Stacey's new show. You know, the twins from the 90 Day Supply franchise show. So they got their new show. Just caught the new episode 3. And boy, let me tell you, okay? Florian is going to get it from all angles. Everybody want to know, who is this chick right here that we see you posting pictures with on the internet, my brother? They want to know, who is this girl and why you doing that, okay? So, the show starts off where we left off from last episode. Stacey admits that she met up with Tom, and Darcey not having it. She like, what? So you gonna portray a sister like that? You gonna go meet with my ex, the ex that embarrassed and humiliated me on TV? What you gotta talk to him about? What you gotta say to him? Okay? That's what she wanna know. Stacey like, oh, I just, basically wanted to tell him to stop calling you and leave you alone and move on and everything else. Darcey like, you don't need to do that. That's why he was blocked, boo-boo. So she wasn't feeling that answer. She wasn't feeling that, her motives and everything. She was upset. And she was just like, no. So, in that conversation, Stacey let her know that Tom said you need to go to therapy. You need some help. You got a lot of baggage. And that whole Jesse situation, you brought it to our relationship. And you're going to bring it into the next. And you're going to be in the same situation, the same boat. So she let the sister be known that Tom recommends she go to therapy. And to be honest, I don't see that's a problem. Now, whether he should have told her that or not is one thing. But whether she need to go is another. So, and like the Darcey she is, she went and booked a therapist. Okay? She going right now. Right now. Okay? So she told her sister, oh, you going with me? The sister, oh, I'm going to support you. I'm going to be there for you. So, the day before, right? They met up with Stacey and Darcey and the family met up at the restaurant so her daughters and everybody can meet her. The father was there, the mother was there, and and everything. So they meeting him for the first time, and so just having little chit chat. So that's when Darcey and Stacey got up and moved off to themselves to have the conversation. And then Stacey kind of dropped a bomb on Darcey like, I can't come to that therapy session. You say it's when? Tomorrow? No, you should have gave me some notice because my man's in town and we all know how we are about that, okay? She's like, I'm not leaving him. He just got here. He only been here for 3 days. I can't leave him to go to no therapy session even though it's only 1 hour out your day. Like Darcey said, what do you mean? But okay, she like, I get it. That fine piece of little thing, you gonna leave alone? No, you ain't. No, sir. No, ma'am. So she let her know, like, I can't make this therapy session, okay? I'll meet you down the road, down the line when you got a couple in, okay? But I'll be there then. So Darcey was not feeling that. She like, okay, so here you is, first sign of trouble. Like, she like, oh, God, she could see the relationship changing. My sister ain't there for me. She can't make a 1 hour therapy session. I see how this gonna be. So she wasn't feeling that. But she's so determined to better herself, she went ahead and gonna go to her therapy session, okay? So, after that, I think we see that Stacey and her daughters, in a little dance class or whatever, and Darcey being the typical person, the person she is, a suburban mother, being all extra and everything, and embarrassing her little daughters because she doing too much in sitting on the bench, okay, being the dance mom that she wants to be, right? But I can't hate because my sons, anytime they out showing out, I'ma be that parent too, all extra and loud, embarrassing them. But sometimes it's okay to embarrass them in a good way. When you encouraging and cheering them on, be the biggest embarrassment they ever known. They appreciate it later, okay? For sure. All right, so that goes on to that scene, and then I'm reading my notes, so forgive me, I can't even see. Okay. So after that, Okay, so like I said, they meet up at the restaurant. Um, so all of that happened prior to meeting up at the restaurant. That conversation happened, and then Flo was okay. So when they meet up at the restaurant, all this is just a lot going on. So after that, the father and Florian at the restaurant, the father and Florian meets up, right? And of course, he wants to know about these girls because he's seen the pictures and the videos. Darcey showed him, and he like, okay, so what's going on? What is the pictures I'm seeing? Like, and Florian like basically saying like, okay, that happened. Him and Stacey talked about it. They kind of trying to move on from there. I'm trying to see exactly what he said because the father was not having it. Like, the response he gave was like, okay. And I think the father just was like, he basically said, it's not what you seen. It's not what it is. It's not what it seemed like. And the father's just like, okay. He wasn't accepting the answer. But they didn't go on too much longer about it. He kind of just, I guess put a pin in it for now. Because he's just like, as long as his daughter's kind of happy, he kind of want to be there and supportive until otherwise, right? So, after that, it goes into Darcey is at the therapy session, right, with the therapist, and there she, the therapist kind of brought up a good point about, they spoke on her brother, and honestly, I didn't know they had an older brother, but he passed 27 years old from cancer, and he was like a father figure to those twins. It looks like the father, I don't know if he was in the army or something, or at work. According to Darcey, he wasn't at home a lot due to working or whatever he was doing. So their older brother kind of stepped up and protected them and kind of was that father figure for them. So it really kind of devastated them when he passed away, and especially at a young age of 27. But she also pointed out that kind of connected their kind of longing or liking these distance relationships, and that is due to their relationship to their father, who is, he's currently out of the country. He only comes in every once in a while. I think they're so used to that to where it doesn't resonate in other relationships, that they're okay with seeing a man only twice a year or once a year. These long distance relationships go. So that was kind of interesting that the therapist kind of brought that up, because it makes sense why they go for foreigners, people who are outside the country that they can't see every day, and have, in that dynamic kind of relationship. It's kind of weird, but people do it all the time. Okay, and then it kind of after that, the therapy, they kind of meet up with Darcey and Stacey France. Okay, so mind you, let's recap. Florian had a conversation with Darcey about the pictures, and then now he had a conversation with the father about the pictures. So the friends finna bring up the pictures, right? Right. So they're sitting there, chit chatting, asking him how he, liked the country so far, and and speaking about Albania and everything else. And then of course the friend tried to make a dig and bring up the pictures, right? I think she said something about, I hope you ain't got pictures of nobody else or something. And of course, the way he looked, oh my God, was priceless. He was like, if the looks could kill, I'm telling you, I was ready. I bust out and started laughing. He was looking like, wanted to say all type of crazy stuff, okay? But he didn't say nothing. He just gave it a look like, you finna go there with me? Like, that's what we finna do right now? It was so funny. So, of course, they get into the conversation about it, and he basically, he wasn't answering no questions. He wasn't finna do that. He was over it by then. He was just like, okay. He basically said, I had this conversation with Darcey. I had the conversation with the father, and now I gotta have this conversation again. Like, I'm trying to move on, move past it. Me and Stacey had this conversation. I don't gotta answer to nobody. I ain't gotta talk about it no more if I don't want to. And basically, that's what his attitude was, because he went off. Okay, he was cussing, and he was like angry, right? And to me, that's red flag number 2. When he did it the first time with the small, minute incident with the car windshield wiper, I'm gonna tell you this: that kind of red flag for me. Here we are again, minute situation. You gotta understand, it's a woman, and you're basically allegedly or caught in a compromising position, and these are people that care. They synced it. Why, when they ask you about it, and why, if it was nothing, or if it was, what you said is you couldn't simply answer the question and then leave, move on from there. Oh, that was nothing, or oh, I told, I didn't know her, and she just, whatever the situation was, if it was platonic, or if it wasn't much to it, then it wouldn't be nothing for you to ask a question. Like, understand they're here to get to know you. And if that's something they've seen or found out prior to you coming up, I'm sure they would have brought it up. Like, that's just normal. I don't think he should have got mad at that. I think he just should have answered the question and said, me and Stacey talked about it, and we're going to move forward from that, or whatever. But cussing, I mean, these are women here. He was cussing. We at the restaurant. He just seemed like an angry person. Now, mind you, to me, it doesn't seem like this is the first time. I think we as women, we kind of sometimes make excuses for it or minimize it. But I honestly can tell you, Florian, he doesn't seem like he seemed like a Jesse. I'm going to just be honest. Jesse seemed to be angry, and maybe it's a culture difference, but cussing like that, I don't care what culture you're in. It's not a good thing to be cussing for a simple mistake that you made. I mean, you made it public because it's on the internet. Okay, so whether Darcey showed him or not, they possibly could have seen it already. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure you mean her family. You need to answer these questions. That's just what it is. And to get angry like that, he stormed out. And that's kind of where it ended. He stormed out of the restaurant. Stacey sat there in shock. She was just like, she couldn't necessarily control the situation because he was just letting them have it. Like, I'm not finna answer no more goddamn questions. I ain't got to. Fuck yous was being shouted, and they was blinking stuff out. So it was a lot of cussing going on his end, and it was very, very rude. And I don't know him. Only seeing him 5 minutes on the TV, and for the 5 minutes we seen him, he seemed to be very bothered. From the moment he got off the plane, he didn't seem very happy or excited to see her. He just seemed like it's a motive there, and I pray and hope that I'm wrong, and that love is really what motivates him to come over here. And I'm not saying we're the best country in the world and the only place to live and come here and everybody wants to be here. I can see watching this show that that's not true. But there are a lot of people that do. And his line of work, he may get more exposure. He's an Instagram model, fitness model. Maybe is a better market over here for that. I don't know, but I'm going to say this. He seems angry, and I'm a little terrified for her, because anytime somebody can go 0 to 100 that fast for no reason, and then the fact that she shuts down the way she does is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Usually that is a sign of early stages of abuse. And people who've been through it would know that that's not healthy. And I hope that that's not who he is as a person, and that that's not something she has to tolerate, because that is truly, to me, a big red flag. Okay, so basically that is what the episode was about. Um, Tune in for more. The next episode looks interesting. As I said, we ended with Florian leaving the restaurant after going off on everybody at the table, and being upset about the line of questioning in regards to the female that he was posted up on the internet with. So we're gonna see right now, because I'm sure, and that's how I'm saying Stacey is not gonna tell her family that he did that, because I believe the kind of father she has, probably gonna check him. Like, we're not going for that. Like, chill all that out, have some respect, and talk to my daughter like she's a person. So she probably not going to say anything, but we got to tune in and see. So catch it. I'm trying to figure out on the days that they come in. I watch it on my demand, and of course it's on demand after reviews, and so it ain't showing up on my review until my demand until tomorrow. But I caught it on YouTube. Somebody put it up there, so I watched it, and here I am giving my review on it. So I gotta figure that out, because I didn't see the dates and times, unfortunately. But if you know that, let me know that. Comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week for episode 4. Peace.